A Mississippi Highway Patrolman charged with simple assault is found not guilty. That's our top story tonight at 10. Trooper Devondrick Sims was accused of grabbing a woman and punching a windshield. This all happened last month. Sims is assigned to Troop G in Starkville. Today in Columbus Municipal Court, Sims was found not guilty on the simple assault charge. City spokesman Joe Dillon says that Sims was found guilty on the malicious mischief charge, which is a misdemeanor. Sims was fined $412 and will also have to pay to replace the broken windshield. Crime victims go through unthinkable pain, and many describe the renewed pain that comes with the criminal justice process. That's what's driving a proposed amendment to the state constitution. As Courtney Ann Jackson reports, there are laws in place, but this change would provide more permanent protection.
These families are preparing their hearts for another Christmas without their loved one.
I really don't like talking about it, or I don't even go to the gravesite because it's kind of hard. It's hard for me and my kids to just still adapt to the situation that he's not here anymore with us.
The Attorney General's office has a Bureau of Victim Assistance that hosts this tree lighting each year to remember and honor the state's crime victims. But one mom says she'd like to see more support.
It's as though once the crime has happened, the deceased is buried, we are forgotten. Their loved one is forgotten. It's like you start bringing recognition to the criminal. What can you allow for them? What provisions should be made?
Right across the street at the Capitol, some lawmakers will make a renewed push to change some of those issues in the new year. The statewide campaign for Marcy's Law kicked off at the Neshoba County Fair this summer. It would strengthen existing crime victims' rights.
We have a law in Mississippi right now, but as you know, laws can be changed. Constitutional amendment makes this a higher priority.
It would need 2/3 approval by both chambers before it could be placed on a ballot for you to decide. The campaign has a growing number of endorsements, including several elected officials like Vicksburg Mayor George Flaggs.
Because the victim ought to be a part of this all through the judicial process. And so I'm for fairness, I'm for dignity, I'm for respect for the victim as such as we do for the criminal. I want them to have access to everything.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Marcy's Law is named after a California woman who was stalked and killed by her ex-boyfriend. A week after her murder, her family was confronted by the accused murderer. They had no idea he'd been released on bail. The current laws require notifications to victims, but a constitutional amendment would make it harder to change.
Weather-wise, today we had some clouds build back in as the day went on. Temperatures currently cooling down into the 40s rather, mid to upper 40s. Overcast conditions, a bit murky out there. We've had a few pockets of drizzle. You can see some of that out there with our radar. A lot of cloud cover too. Not really a lot of moisture expected tonight, and probably not a lot of moisture tomorrow. Lows tonight down into the 40s. Here's our planning for tomorrow. Our first alert forecast. There's Titters the cat right there, enjoying what looks to be a, overcast day for us here on Friday in most spots with a chance for a few showers. The weekend looks okay. We're tracking the potential for some storms next week, Scott. We'll talk about it coming up.
All right, Keith, thank you very much. Well, when working the scene of an accident with critical injuries, first responders will often call in a medical helicopter to airlift a patient to the hospital. Calling the chopper is just the first step of that process. There's still a lot that goes into setting up a safe landing zone. Quentin Smith speaks with the local fire department. He joins us live in the studio. And Quentin, this is an all-hands-on-deck effort.
Yeah, that's right, Scott. As soon as the call goes out, volunteer firefighters immediately begin trying to find a place that chopper can land. Most fire stations will have a landing pad for the pilot, but when the helicopter is dispatched to a wooded area or even an interstate, well, that's when things can become a bit challenging. When a helicopter is dispatched to a scene, the pilot flies hundreds of feet in the air to get there quickly. But it's the work being done on the ground by fire crews that plays a big factor in making sure everything goes smoothly.
What we'll do is make sure the area is secure. In some cases get a number of floodlights or automobiles that will circle a landing location. From the moment the call is dispatched, fire crews have only a few minutes to begin creating a clear landing zone. There are times when the scene is near a fire station, allowing pilots to land on helicopter pads, like this one at the Maben Volunteer Fire Department.
The landing zone has to be a 30 by 30 helipad, and it has to be at least 3 to 4 inches thick of concrete. in order to hold the weight of the helicopter.
But then there are times when the scene is off in a field or on a highway, too far from a helipad. These instances present problems for fire crews because there are a lot of things that can be hazardous.
We have to make sure there's no power lines, no trees, no debris on where they're supposed to land at, like loose gravel, paper, or anything.
If we're on the 4-lane, which we are a number of times, we're very careful about overhead wires and shutting down traffic both ways for a period of time. Oktibbeha County Fire Coordinator Kirk Rosenhan says they have to work effectively and efficiently in these situations to ensure everything goes according to plan. It's an interesting service. We have to watch the weather, we got to watch safety, we got to watch all sorts of things, but we train for this at every opportunity. Now, if a scene is not clear, debris can get caught in the helicopter blade, causing significant damage. In those situations, pilots won't be able to fly the patient to the hospital. Instead, they'll have to be taken by an ambulance.
All right, Quentin, thank you very much. Time now to send things to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, another chilly night tonight.
A bit chilly out there, kind of a raw night out there. There's some breezes and a little bit of drizzle out there. A few showers possible Friday here. I think your weekend looks great if you do have any holiday shopping plans, no problems here. But we are watching the possibility for some rain and storms Monday, followed by some colder weather next week. We'll have it all next. Stay with us.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Great to see you on this Thursday evening as we look ahead. The weekend just around the corner. Your Saturday, I think we'll start out with a lot of morning cloud cover, maybe even a shower or two. Those go away quickly and we'll have a lot of sunshine. For your Sunday, isolated showers can't be ruled out, especially across the far north. Most of us will see a mix of sunny clouds and temperatures in the 60s here. So overall, decent weather for some holiday shopping. A live view in Columbus, Louisville, Mississippi, Vernon, Alabama at Durham's Pharmacy, and in Tupelo. You can see we do have some overcast conditions, low ceilings there with the cloud deck, and temperatures primarily in the 40s here. Here's the big picture. Now, the system that is rolling on through the southeast, we are on the back side of it. So yes, we have some cloud cover, a little bit of mist and drizzle. The steadier rain off to our southeast at this time, and we may see a few of these showers pivot back into our region later tonight and tomorrow. But overall, this is not going to be a big and prolific rainfall producer, but we will see some cool conditions tomorrow and maybe a few showers. Tonight, much the same story here. 40s, overcast conditions, and a chance for a shower or two. Tomorrow for your Friday, low to mid 50s, probably more in the way of lower 50s. Maybe, just maybe, we can squeeze in a few breaks in the cloud deck, but probably more clouds than anything else. Futurecast is picking up on a current situation here. Notice how we are overcast. We will see the opportunity for a few showers later tonight and during the day Friday. There's your noon hour and also into the afternoon and evening. But as we get into the evening, those clouds could thin out just a little bit as the better moisture chances initially move away. Now, as we get into Saturday night, or Friday night, Saturday morning, more clouds. Again, Saturday morning we wake up, clouds, maybe a few showers around them. By mid to late morning, those clouds are really thinning out. And most of the day, Saturday, is looking brighter and a pretty decent afternoon for us here as that system goes up the eastern seaboard. Our next system, though, waiting in the wings. Look at this. This will swing on into the region. We'll have a cold front come on in sometime Monday. On ahead of it, it looks like it will be warm and unstable, and that could support the chance for some strong to severe storms. Now, at this point, details are still a bit iffy here. We do suspect afternoon and evening Monday, the better chances for these storms. Rain and storms likely. Will we see widespread severe weather? Still very uncertain at this point. We'll keep you updated here. New information tomorrow morning with Jacob, and of course, the latest tomorrow evening right here and all weekend long. But will the wind energy team up with the most unstable air Monday? That is the big question. Some of these events we've had so far this year have not really synced up well, and that's been great for us. We haven't seen a lot of severe weather, but we will be watching Monday closely because that could be changing there. There's your weekend, not too terribly active for us. Much cooler for the middle of next week. Behind that system, we're back into the 40s.
Tis the season, everyone. It is Christmas time, my favorite time of the year. Bobby and I are dressed, ready for the occasion. I love the green dress. You look fabulous.
I love your shirt. I'm lucky we coordinated.
Oh, yeah, we
my
did this
lips
perfectly.
match Santa. Our green
It's perfect.
lines up.
And you know what else goes perfectly with this?
Wine.
Exactly. All right, and Bobby's got some great wines for us. And to start out your Christmas morning, if you want, you got some bubbles for us.
Yes. My mom and us start cooking really early in the morning, so I like to wake her up with some bubbles. It keeps her in a really good, positive mood and not stressed out.
Just like Thanksgiving. You know,
yes.
if you're cooking Thanksgiving, you're cooking Christmas, you got to start your day with some bubbles.
You need bubbles for sure.
Perfect.
We do a 5-course meal, so.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't? I don't know. All right, and then you've got a rosé for the holiday as well.
Yes, so this is a Graciano, which is typically a blending grape in Spain, but this is going to be 100% Graciano, and it's going to come from Rioja, so very rare to find it just by itself.
And it tastes very fruity.
It
I
is.
really like it. All right, you're a wine gal, a red wine gal. Christmas, red is a big color at Christmas time, so you've got 2 great reds for the Christmas holiday.
Yes, so like during the holidays, I wear nothing but red lipstick. I think it's the perfect color, and I feel like the wines are the same way. I gravitate towards wine, which tend to be red varietals during this time of the year. So this is going to be a Carmenere from Chile. It's a fun wine that starts a conversation at the Christmas table because most of my family is never going to go to the store and pick this bottle up.
Right, and it's got the angel on the front of it, of the label. Angels are a big symbol around the Christmas holiday season as well, so it's a perfect one.
And a fun fact, this, they thought for hundreds of years was actually Merlot, and then DNA testing in 1994 showed that it was actually a lost grape of Bordeaux, Carmenere, that accidentally got planted there.
A surprise Christmas gift, if you will.
Surprise.
All right, and then the last fancy red wine.
Yes.
One of my favorites. The story behind it, anyway.
Oh my goodness, right? So I am a huge Hedges fan. They're out of Red Mountain in Washington. This wine is made by Sarah Hedges, whose parents, her mom came from Champaign and met her dad, Tom Hedges. And so this is her family wine. Its name is Descendants Le Joie du Pont. As you can tell, very French in name.
Very French.
And it's a Syrah. It just gets you in the feeling at the end of the night of what are we going to drink for New Year's? Because that's what I start thinking about.
I mean, it's almost time to start thinking about that. So, all right, everyone, these are your perfect Christmas wines. So enjoy. Have a great holiday season. Until next time, cheers.
WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the holiday season, and on top of that, it's flu season. We talk about ways to lower your chances of catching the bug in our Health Talk with Baptist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lee Richardson, a physician in the emergency room at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. Tonight I want to talk to you about some ways you can lower your risk of catching the flu. We tested more than 5,600 people for flu in the emergency room last year, which is about double the number for the past years. We are already seeing patients who are testing positive for the flu this early in the season. There are steps you can take to avoid catching the flu. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. When you are sick, keep your distance from others to protect them from getting sick too. Stay at home from work, school, and errands when you are sick. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing. It may prevent those around you from getting sick. Washing your hands often will protect you from germs. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. Germs are often spread when a person touches something that is contaminated with germs and then touches his or her eyes, nose, or mouth. Take a high-quality vitamin and mineral supplement daily. Most of us don't eat all the fresh fruits and vegetables we need for optimum nutrition. Clean and disinfect frequently touched surfaces at home, work, or school, especially when someone is ill. Get plenty of sleep, be physically active, manage your stress, drink plenty of fluids, and eat nutritious food. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
Mississippi State and Ole Miss ready to get back on the court after some time off. More from both teams on preparations coming up next in sports.
With Tom Ebel.
Mississippi State will look to shake off the rust and get back in the win column after its upset loss to Louisiana Tech. When it came to looking back at the tape, head coach Ben Howland says one side of the ball stood out in the poor performance and hopes the team is sharper this weekend post-final exam.
Our defense in the first half was just awful. I didn't think it was as bad in the second half. The first half, we gave up layup after layup and just like missed responsibilities on, rotations. And not helping each other enough, and confused on being too one-on-one oriented versus team defense. And I think we'll play better defensively here on Saturday.
Mississippi State takes on Kansas State in New Jersey Saturday as part of the Never Forget Tribute Classic. Kermit Davis will face his former team for the second time. The Rebels taking on Middle Tennessee on Saturday. Davis says he's always keeping up and rooting for the Raiders as long as they're not playing the Rebels. Davis says this time of year makes every coach nervous, hoping to avoid any upsets in the non-conference.
I think you're going to get a determined team, Middle Tennessee, coming here and playing. I thought you saw Bakersfield's the best we've seen them play, the other night, and they did. They played like, a couple of guys from Mississippi came back. Rod's team, Rod had them going and ready to play, and so these are dangerous times when exams and things are going on, and all coaches are on high alert to get their teams really, really prepared to play.
Let's get to rivalry hoops. Smithville taking on Hatley. The Seminoles undefeated. Here comes Hatley. Jackson Knight fights inside off the glass for two. Hatley with an early lead. 1 minute to go in the first. Kyrie Standiford pulls up from three. Nothing but nylon. Seminoles up 10. And then to the second quarter, around the world. To the corner for Bryant Coxey. Nylon. Look at Smithville tickling the twine. Smithville increasing that lead. Under 7 to go in the first half. Knight, the spin move in the paint, gets the shot to go. Cuts the Noles lead to just over 10. A few plays later, Markel Hunt pops up for the J. It's good. Smithville up 25-10 at this point. And 2 minutes remaining, Blake Williams, the filthy steal. Report that man all the way to the cup for two. Nice finish in transition. Seminoles dominate to get the win, 72-25, 11-0 on the season. To make rivalry hoops sweeter, the Smithville Seminoles sweep their crosstown rivals. The girls basketball team picking up a 38-17 win over the Lady Tigers. Some more scores from high school basketball. Vardaman girls win 62-20. Holka boys win 69-35 over Vardaman. Some more rivalry hoops. East Webster with the sweep over Eupora. Girls winning 50-33. Boys winning 59-37. And New Site, speaking of perfect teams, they're 13-0. They defeat Mantachie 90-62. Mississippi State junior running back Kylan Hill announcing today that he will forego his senior season at Mississippi State to enter the 2020 NFL Draft. The former Columbus Falcon was the SEC's premier runner this season, leading the conference with more than 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns, and has a chance to be historic in the maroon and white, 44 yards away from setting the single-season rushing record at Mississippi State, and he'll have his shot. Hill saying he will be playing in the Music City Bowl when the Bulldogs take on Louisville on December 30th. Lane Kiffin's staff at Ole Miss starting to come together. Kiffin and Ole Miss hiring UCF offensive coordinator Jeff Lebby to the same position. Lebby leading UCF to its best offense in program history and the fourth best offense in the country in 2019. Kiffin also hiring former UCF running back Kevin Smith to be an assistant coach. Smith coaching running backs with Kiffin while at Florida Atlantic. For the first time ever, the National JUCO Defensive Player of the Year comes from ICC. Calhoun City native Keyshawn Parker takes home the award for big sophomore season. 81 tackles, 18.5 for loss, 7 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Parker was also named co-MVP for ICC's region and named a first-team All-American by the NJCAA. So it doesn't matter where you play football, if you're good, you will be recognized.
That's right, that's awesome. Good deal. All right, thanks, Tom. We'll have a last look at your forecast when we come back.
All right, a few showers possible tomorrow. Overall, the weekend's looking okay. We are still monitoring Monday afternoon and evening for some heavier rain, maybe some strong to severe storms. We'll keep you updated on that. And followed by another shot of cool but sunny air for the middle of next week.
You know, it's weird to think about severe weather around Christmas. I think of snow. I think of what we had Monday. Was it Monday or Tuesday?
And it's crazy.
Or whatever day?
A couple of years ago, we had record highs in the 80s on Christmas Day here.
Gosh.
With severe weather.
If it's going to be 80s, I need to be. If I'm going to celebrate Christmas in that kind of weather, just take me to Honolulu.
Yeah,
That's
right?
what I want to do. All right, thanks, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you back right here, same time, same place.